All right, so we are back. So what's going on, everybody? My name is Cal. I'm with Handlebars and Cigars. You can follow me on both Instagram and on YouTube. And to my right, we have
Will Hart from the world famous Cigars. And just to show you how world famous, we got new shirts, new swag, people.
Got some swag coming in.
That's right.
Hopefully, we'll soon get that out to the store website or whatever. We don't have a store website. I was only kidding about that.
Give it time.
Give it time. But look, we are in for a treat for today. So I'm going to just jump right into this. Over to my left, we have a special guest. Good buddy of mine, Dave. He is a bourbonologist.
Executive Bourbon Steward.
There you go, an executive
Bourbon Steward. There you go, people.
Oh,
and this is why we brought out a few
of the bourbons.
It's an incredible selection.
Yeah, so Dave is going to kind of walk us through, and also you guys through the different bourbons, some of the things that he goes through or what he experienced. Kind of give us a good one-on-one type of instructions or some background information on some of these bourbons and whatnot.
Wherever the conversation flows.
Absolutely. So the bad thing about it, but I'm going to bring it up now, is that we was talking a lot about this off camera.
Yeah.
And to be honest, there was a lot of good content that was being...
A lot of good content that killed the bottle.
that was being discussed while we was off camera. And hopefully we're going to try and recapture that content for you guys and gals here today, too, on this episode. So without further ado, I know me and Will, we're going to spark up a cigar. I think Dave might have light his pipe up, and we're going to try and get this conversation flowing, all right?
Yeah.
So Will, what are you smoking?
So I've got the My Father, Le Gran Oferta, and that's the one with the blue band. I know you can't see it from there. I'll put a slide up later. You can see it better. But that's what I'm going to have, and only because you brought a My Father.
I brought a My Father, and I will be smoking My Father, the Judge. So, again, we're going to get this fired up. And, Dave, what you got going on over there, sir?
So, today I'm smoking an old grandfather style pipe. Got this in Croatia, actually.
Oh, nice.
And the tobacco is Virginia cut, and it is hot chocolate flavor.
Ooh.
I think you understand. You see it.
Nice.
You see it.
Nice.
Hot chocolate.
And also, today be the first day I'm going to have a nice drink.
Yay! Yes. Cheers. Here we go.
I haven't had a drink in about 2 months, and some of you viewers may or may not know. I'm recovering from surgery, so this is my first drink down the hatch. I don't know what I'm drinking. What is this I'm drinking? Was it Cooper's?
No, actually, you started with the Oregon Spirit, the one we killed.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what we were having. And thanks to Dave, we all got matching glasses by Maker's Mark. Not that there's a single Maker's Mark up in here, but we make do.
But Dave is also a Maker's Mark ambassador too, as well.
Yes.
All right, Dave. So look, we're going to turn it over to you. We're going to have a couple questions for you, and I'm going to start for our viewers. Let's start from the beginning. How did you get here? How did you get entrenched in the bourbon, and why that became a love and a passion?
So I got into whiskey.
Okay.
In the meanest of ways. So I'm out here on this men's church group retreat. We're going to play golf down in Myrtle Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we're in between rounds. It's Saturday afternoon. Everybody shout up. Saturday evening, we're going to go get some dinner.
Yeah.
We're smoking these small cigarillo kind of things. And we're drinking Crown out of cellophane cups.
Not the red solo cup, but the cellophane.
The cellophane cups. God.
Guy comes downstairs, and he has like 6 or 7 bottles of Macallan 18.
Ooh.
I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you didn't drink that out of a cellophane.
Absolutely, we did.
Oh my goodness!
And I'm thinking, man, this guy, he spent a lot of money. He probably spent a couple $100.
Yeah, easily.
To get those all 6 bottles down here.
6
bottles of Macallan 18. I drink it, and even I know. I'm in at home. At this time, I'm still stacking Corona bottles on the counter to see how if I can drink the whole.
Yeah.
And so I get home. Turns out, one that at the time, 18 was selling for like $125 a bottle, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And this guy was not ordinary. He was an exemplary corporate professional with GE.
Okay.
Like way up, right? And so it was a 6-pack to him. It was not a 6-pack to me.
Yeah, no doubt.
And so that started my journey. How can I get that? It was like the chase, right? How can I get that experience again? So I drank Scotch for a really long time.
Okay.
I still have some favorite Scotches now. Macallan is no longer my favorite Scotch. One of my favorite companies, but the juice is, some other stuff I like. Just in this is totally academic. Macallan has incredible juice. One of my favorite bottles of Scotch now is Abelor Abena, cask strength.
Yeah.
Oh, and one story behind this bottle, the Abena, is they say that this is northeast Scotland, I believe, is where they are.
Okay.
They're in the Highlands, and so they say that the loch where the water comes from is green because the tree fairies, wash their clothes and. I mean, as stories go.
That's a hell of a story, bro.
Good conversation.
Was that an Abelor 16?
No, which I love it.
Okay.
But they have one A' BUNADH.
Okay.
Abundant.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Abundant, you're right.
Yeah. And so
I
love that. So I think the proof on that runs into the 1-2s or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's a hell of a bottle.
Yeah.
But we're veterans. How did I get in the bourbon?
Yeah.
So I said, I need to do something American. The first bottle, and so it was from that basis only that I tried bourbon. First bourbon I tasted, I hated. Basil Hayden.
Basil Hayden.
But the Irish just say Basil Hayden.
Basil Hayden.
Yeah, if you're making Georgia like me, it's Basil. Basil Hayden, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's a Basil Hayden.
So I drink
it's the Haagen-Dazs of bourbons.
My German friend. And so I hated it. I didn't understand the difference between Scotch and bourbon. Scotch is primarily barley.
Mm-hmm.
Bourbon is primarily corn.
Yep.
They taste different when you heat them up and make cereal and mash and you distill it. Once I began, I don't even remember the second bottle of bourbon I had that I liked. I don't remember the first bottle of bourbon that I liked. I remember the first one I didn't like. By the way, I think Basil Hayden is a great whiskey.
Yeah.
Drink it. It's like broccoli to me. I know it's good for me. You can have it.
It's like broccoli.
It's all personal preference.
It's green from the fairies, right? They're doing laundry in it.
Right. But ever since then, this is probably 2010 at this point, I've been drinking bourbon primarily. Now, I love wine. I'm a big gin fan. Thank you for the mezcal. We do love mezcal.
Okay.
If you're in the garage, you got to come. Well, you got to be invited. There's a lot of stuff. Anyway, love mezcal. But love rum. Bourbon, though, and we were talking about this earlier, Will, about the culture.
Yeah.
Gin smokes and the whiskey and all that.
Yeah.
Correct.
And it's just very giving. And everybody leads with just being nice.
It does.
Yeah.
And I think the same goes with the cigar culture.
Right, and that's why I had mentioned to Dave earlier that when you blend those people on the whiskey, scotch, bourbon side with cigar smokers, and like the cultures just fit so well together, and I think that's why I'm always looking for that holy grail of the combo of the cigar, the combo of the drink you're having. It's so hard to find, but when you find it, you won't forget it because you're like, man, it just made that cigar better. It just made that bourbon or that scotch so like outstandingly better that it doesn't leave your mind.
It's almost like when it's there.
Yes.
So to speak, because it hits different.
Mm-hmm.
It hits different.
You were talking about it was bourbon cream, Dominican coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Has to be.
What's the go with that? I mean, it sounds like everything was chocolate.
Yeah, it was kind of like, all-encompassing, kind of like that chocolatey flavor, that sweetness of that bourbon cream. And then you have a coffee espresso steak, which I believe was a Macanudo. A buddy of mine and I tried it for the first time. We had our coffee. We're like, we got this bourbon cream. Let's just pour a little bit in. And before you knew, we ran out of coffee. So we just doing straight up bourbon cream and doing it with this one cigar, and it was a Macanudo coffee espresso. Like I said, once it hits you, it doesn't leave you. Left a lasting impression of like, my goodness, this is one of those perfect pairings where it just blends so well together. Now you can have the coffee and bourbon cream. You can just have the bourbon cream. But that stick with both of those.
It's like a Venn diagram.
Yes,
this
sir.
This is universal mathematics here.
Oh.
This is the cipher,
Yes,
right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Indeed.
The confluence of all events, right?
So, another question for you, and we actually ask all our guests to come on the show, whether it's cigars or what have you.
Oh, I wasn't aware of this question.
So, yeah. So, this is a question for you, Dave. I know you don't smoke cigars, so we won't go.
We won't go on the stick side.
On the stick side.
I know nothing about cigars.
On the bourbon side, which is your sweet spot.
I love bourbon.
Let me give us and our viewers what would you consider your top 5 dead or alive?
Ooh, I know a lot of people that sell bourbon, so I don't know if I'm going to do that. But I will say this.
Well, you did Basil Hayden.
Yes.
Well, hold on. We'll make it easier for Dave.
Yes.
How about this? What's your bourbon go-to?
At the house?
At the house.
At the house.
How's that?
Evan Williams.
Evan Williams. Single barrel.
It's a $30 bottle, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No more than $35. If it's $35, you're getting a little pricey.
Okay.
Right? It's just damn good. Because to me, there's several flavor profiles for bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
You can lead with wood. You can lead with the grain. You can be floral. It can be fruity. There's a lot of stuff you can do, right? But I like the bourbons that have the traditional flavor profile of sweet, caramel, honey, vanilla, brown sugar.
Okay.
To me, Evan Williams does that. Evan Williams Single Barrel does that.
And
As a matter of fact, if you don't like bourbon, I won't give that bottle to you.
Really?
Because I don't want you to screw that up.
Waste.
I know it only cost me $30, but don't screw up my Evan Williams single.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
Now,
Heaven Hill Distillery makes it, by the way. In Heaven Hill, I don't know that they do anything wrong.
Really?
I might get on the stand and say that one day.
Okay.
I don't know. I hope I'm never in that situation where I have to say it, but
Yeah.
I haven't even tasted anything bad.
All right. So is it the finish? Is it the flavor? What is it that does it for you on that Evan Williams still?
It has a very rich brown tawny color.
Okay.
On the sideline, and the nose, it just tells you that it's okay. The nose says you're in grandma's kitchen.
Nice.
It's late October. It's not Halloween, but there's some light coming through the window in the morning. There's some apples on the table. It's kind of warm because grandmas, you don't have AC, right?
Yeah, right.
But it's warm, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay. And she's doing stuff. Breakfast is gonna be good. Evan Williams Single Barrel says it's okay.
I'm going to go out there right now and buy a bottle because I am now craving some of that.
Yeah.
But with that said, I
have
know
a bottle at home, but I don't want to share it. I'm not the Full transparency.
You don't want to share. You don't want to share.
I don't want to bring it out here.
But
sharing is caring.
Maybe
sharing is caring.
Enjoy this Cooper's Crab. The Cooper's Crab is delicious, right?
Tell us a little,
so he brought it over,
Yes.
a Cooper's Craft. We'll let you talk a little bit about that.
Please.
But I know he's been dying to try a little bit of
I
that
have been.
new riff.
My glass is empty.
And you
So let's try that.
You can't have that here in the Cigar Garage. There's no empty glasses. At least not now that you're able to drink again.
Now, he's going to be trying this and kind of giving us his walkthrough.
This is my first sober sip.
Emphasis on the word sober.
The new riff.
Yeah. Barrel proof, 105, 105.2
That's
proof.
what I'm having right now.
So 50, was that 52?
Yeah,
105.2.
Yeah.
52.6. Okay, got it. So the first thing we're going to do, we're the Bourbon 101, right? We're going to try to describe the color.
Mm-hmm.
You come up with all these things, somewhere between the tiger's eye and orange tawny hair, right? Whatever that is.
It sounds like us when we describing some flavors.
Right?
And we're like,
What is orange hair?
it's kind of got the smell of cheetah balls.
Yeah.
And the head growing up in Africa.
Right.
And I'm like, we down to earth. We're like,
Right.
man, it tastes good as fuck. I like it.
Yeah. And we're done.
And
It
we're
does
done.
taste good. Yeah.
There's not much more we can say about this cigar.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you look at it's the sight. And then the next thing you want to know is it.
Right.
Executive Bourbon Steward. And how to become an Executive Bourbon Steward? What does that mean, right? So this is an on-site course. The title is conferred by a group called the Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, somewhere way out on 8th Street from downtown Louisville. And they run inside Moonshine University. They run the Stave and Thief Society. That's what this pen is here. Once you become a bourbon steward, you're a member of that society. To become a steward, you go through this course. In these, you're graded, you're observed on your knowledge of grains, tree selection, barrel making, what happens to barrels as far as the chars are concerned. Mash bills, distillation, heads, hearts, tails, a whole bunch of stuff.
Wow.
And then you have to stand in a garbage can full of ice. And they
The ice bucket challenge.
Yeah, they don't do that part anymore. Hazing is illegal.
So while he's doing that, I'm getting a beautiful burn on my father.
Me too. And look like you're further ahead than I am.
Yeah, I might be hotboxing it.
Yeah.
This is like you in the last
week,
episode.
yeah.
Exactly.
She was on the other foot last week.
But no curvature. It's a perfect. I mean, if you see that, it's priceless. Like this is
I
good.
I got a mini stack of dimes going on. You know.
Yeah, you got 2 nickels.
Yeah, but you know what?
I got 4 dimes.
Same with you, same with me.
Yeah.
My father, especially for me, my judge, you can't go wrong. I've never picked up a my judge and had any issues or problems with the burn, waving, or with the draw on it or anything like that. So that's why I was Cigar of the Year a few years ago.
Yeah.
You know?
Listen, I can understand that. Now, I've had this my father. It's got to be at least 2 years because I haven't had it my father in I don't even remember how long.
Gotcha.
And you know what? I like aging mine, unlike somebody I know.
How do you age a cigar? What does that mean?
So, aging a cigar basically means you'll buy
Look at
it.
the bottom of your screen. Aging a cigar. Right?
There you go. I might have something scrolling by. You never know. But we got to be careful with the subtitles because this is going to overrun that. Might be on the top. So aging a cigar is basically you keep it when you buy it from your local B&M, which is your brick and mortar cigar shop, and you keep it for a while. When I say for a while, most of the time I'll buy it, won't smoke it, put it in my humidor, get to that perfect temperature, humidity. Everything's got to be right. And normally every maybe 2-3 months, I'll rotate my cigars. So the ones on the bottom go to the top go to the bottom. And they're cigars, and I just looked recently. There's a few that I got from 2014. I'm saving that for later.
Better than me.
I'm way better than you because you make it about a day or two, if that.
I barely make it out the parking lot of my brick and mortar before I start smoking them.
Exactly. And you've had some of my aged cigars.
Yeah.
And I'm telling now, I go back to this is what aging a cigar means to me. There's times where I bought it, smoked it, and I was like disappointed. I was like, man, it didn't live up to the hype. I was like, what the hell are they talking about? Like, this was not what I was expecting. So I left it, and this was a 2019 steak, and I had it a few weeks ago. I'm like, damn, this shit is good.
Yeah, different, check.
It was completely different.
Different experience, everything.
It's like you got more of the flavor. You got a better smoke out of it. It was more consistent on the burn, which is what I was showing you on this. It's like it's stacked. And I was like, well, it didn't do that the first time for me. But that's like aging a cigar. So you leave it a year or two.
Yeah.
And it changes the profile of the cigar. It almost becomes richer.
Correct.
And that's kind of what I found. So there's a lot of times where I'll buy a cigar. I was like, man, I really want to try this.
Yeah.
Have an opportunity to mature more.
And let it mature.
That doesn't happen with bourbon.
Nope.
It can happen with wine.
Yes.
Correct.
But not with bourbon.
Not with bourbon.
Once the liquid is distilled, it's done.
That's it.
Yeah.
Drop it in the glass. It's not going to get any better with time.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
It might dissipate.
Yes.
Because you do have some vintage bourbon down there.
Mm-hmm.
There's some shops around the Charlotte metro area that have that specialize in vintage bourbons, and they are incredible. I had a Maker's Mark on 83.
From 83?
It was awesome.
Wow.
Full of flavor.
I
Not
bet.
a lot of ethanol left.
Okay.
Nothing but flavor.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
So let's get your first impressions on.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go back to that new riff.
Yeah. So the nose gives me a little something citrus. Still a lot of alcohol popping off the surface, so there's a little bit of burn on the nose too. I have tasted it.
Now, Dave, I wanted to ask you this. Being, I guess, a connoisseur.
I drink a lot. There's that.
There's that. I noticed you do the same. Like sometimes I'll do it too. You smell with the left nostril and then sometimes with the right.
Yeah.
And there's a reason behind that.
Yeah.
Let me hear your thoughts.
So you've got this whole olfactory network, right? Where you smell, but it's also connected to your mouth and your ears, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I pull in the scent from this nostril, this nostril, depending on just what's happening with me in my body at the time, I may smell something different. I may pick up on something slightly different. Maybe that I'm getting cherry here, but over here I'm getting tobacco. Now, I'm nose blind to oak, so if you ever hear me say I smell oak or taste oak,
he talking shit.
Yeah, I understand. I ain't taste that at all. I'm just trying to fit in at that point. I'm just trying to hang with the cool kids because I'm tasting nose blind to oak. But that's why I do it. It just depends on what's happening with my body at the time.
Because I know it's different for a lot of folks where you can smell it with your right and then smell it with your left, and it's depending on which nostril is working for you at that point.
Yep.
It's like almost like a body thing too.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then sometimes you may have one
a little more clogged than the other. Okay.
Yeah.
I get that.
That's if you got to stop eating dairy. So,
Okay.
It clogs you up. Yeah. Eating dairy stops you from tasting your whiskey, so cut it out. The dairy, I mean.
Not the whiskey.
Yeah, I was going to say, you better be talking about dairy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No more cheese. Yeah.
All right, so what's your first impression
listen,
of the taste?
one more time.
Mm-hmm.
So, on the nose, I got a little bit of orange citrus. I think that it follows through on the taste. It is sweet, but not grain forward. Usually, I say usually, but what I mean is a lot of times when you drink whiskey and it's sweet, that's the corn coming through.
Right.
It has this sort of corny, nutty kind of flavor.
Uh-huh.
But this is giving me that. So when I say sweet, I mean sugary sweet.
Okay.
I do taste the citrus in it, and it's pretty straightforward. It's a nice finish because it gets peppery right at the end. There's heat, and I was telling you guys before. I think whether you like a whiskey or not, the finish matters. So you can have a short, medium, or long finish. And medium and long finishes, to me, whether you like the whiskey or not, just indicate that the whiskey is built well. And it is in between sips where you're doing other things, you're engaging in conversation, you're smoking your cigar or your pipe, or you're eating. Does the sip you just had make you want to go back to it? And bring it into the conversation that you're part of now? This whiskey does that. So I think this is a great whiskey. New Riff is awesome. It's not. I did not remember this whiskey at all.
Really?
And I'm glad. Hold on. I'm so glad I had a bottle on hand.
Yes.
We just tapped it.
Yeah.
So
just about everything else up here I've had,
except for the Penelope Architect.
And
thanks to Kel. And he's going to try that in a little bit. But honestly, once you described it, it is exactly what I am getting.
Mm-hmm.
The exact same notes, like that orange citrus,
Yeah.
that flavor profile. I was like, yes, this is exact. And believe it or not, I get that orange citrus on my left, not on my right. I'm not even joking.
It's that block of cheese you ate.
It's that block of cheese I had on my right side.
That's probably what it was.
It's a ham and cheese.
So yogurt.
Yeah.
I had a go-gurt on the run. Oh,
Go-gurt. Oh my God.
So
that's
now-
hilarious.
I believe Will asked a question about your go-to.
Mhm.
Are there any other go-tos that's in your rotation?
I'll say, what other whiskeys do I really like and favorite? There's one called Horse Soldier.
yes.
Horse Soldier.
Oh my God, yes.
So-
Horse Soldier. You have it?
No.
Oh my. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Incredible bottle.
out there, get me now. I will get another bottle of Horse Soldier,
Mm-hmm.
and I will have Kelvin try it the next time I come.
Yeah.
Bruh, that is, now there's a big story behind all of
Huge
that.
story, right?
Huge. Yes,
So,
sir.
It's the story of the Special Operations Army, fighters over in Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
They made a movie about these guys where they trying to get up the mountain. They found some horses. And they rode horses in the battle. The lizard that was there earlier.
Yeah, he's back. We got a special visitor, a little lizard crawling around.
I wanted to hear the horse soldier story.
Yeah. So, but these guys, they go into battle on horseback. So what they've done on this label, they have taken some of the metal from one of the towers that fell in New York.
It's going back to 9/11 because we will never forget.
Yeah.
And they incorporated all the metals that they salvaged.
And made a stamp out of it.
Made a stamp, all metal.
Embossed it onto the bottom.
Embossed it. Yep.
Yeah, stamp on the bottom.
Yep.
It's amazing.
I want to do a Flavor Flav of that medallion.
I'm sure if anybody can get that stamp off the bottle and make it into a necklace,
it would be him.
Can. Yeah.
This guy.
Especially with all the swag.
And it's a damn good bottle.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Bottle,
It is so good.
It is one of the most, it might be the most Hooyah bottle on the market.
Really?
Yep.
And I know there are other military themed bottles on the market.
Yeah, that's
this one has bourbon is all about the story.
Oh yeah,
it's all about the story of bourbon. You got a great story. Your juice, as long as it's not total trash, you sell it. Horse Soldier is good juice, and it has a hell of a story. The best military story, I think, on the market right now. Really? Because there's so much of America.
Yeah.
You got veterans. Not just veterans. You have special operators. Special forces operators.
Bam!
There it is.
Yeah, unfortunately it's empty, but you know me. I kept that bottle. This is that Horse Soldier.
There's a stopper on there, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Metal on the stopper.
Metal on the stopper.
So with this bottle, they took metal from one of the towers that fell, made a press out of it, and that metal from the press is what stamps these bottles and makes this embossed label on here. Yeah, it's an incredible bottle. They got the arrow, the axe, the hatchet, rather. It's a hell of a story.
Yeah.
So that brings me to my next question. So outside of Horse Soldier,
you're really trying to get these top 5 bottles.
No, I'm not trying to get the top 5 from
the hell, man.
No, I'm being mindful and respectful. Like you said earlier, but when you was explaining, the story about the Horse Soldier, what other bottles that you could think of that has an intriguing story like that?
Old Forester, I think, has a hell of a story. Old Forester, William something Brown.
I have some of that too. What 1792?
They've got a Old Forester Classic that was 1910. 1870, 1910, 1920. You got a birthday bottle and some other stuff, right? But Old Forester, when it comes to quality representation, I think Old Forester's brand is built on that.
Okay.
So in the early days of whiskey, whatever was liquid could be thrown into the barrel and sold. You fill the barrel half full of whiskey, and then maybe throw some formaldehyde in there, or some water, or whatever's liquid. Put in the barrel, send it out over here to Walnut Grove. My wife likes Little House on the Prairie. And Nell sells it at the store. You really don't know what you're getting. Maybe it tastes like tobacco juice because there's tobacco juice in it, right?
Yeah.
And so there really was no truth in advertising. But over here in Louisville, William Brown, I think that was his name. He worked for this pharmacist. He worked in a pharmacy. A lot of doctors would come along, and at this time, whiskey was being sold literally for medicinal purposes.
Correct.
Right? And they depended on the quality of the whiskey they bought from this pharmacy to treat their patients. So this guy decides he would begin bottling whiskey. Now there is another claim to being the first bottled whiskey over in Nashville, Tennessee, by the Bellmead Distillery. Nelson Greenbrier Distillery. Greenbrier Distillery.
Gotcha.
You will let them fight that out. I think Old Forester did it first. At least they said they did it first. So anyway, this guy he borrows a name from a forester, from a pharmacist.
Okay.
His name was Forrester. Forrester, 2 R's.
Okay.
3 R's. And he did it because he wanted the doctors who were buying the whiskey from him to know that this is quality whiskey. It's in a bottle. There's nothing weird in it. What I say I'm selling you is what I'm actually selling you. There's a doctor's name on the bottle.
Okay.
When the pharmacist retired, Brown decided to keep that name and keep using it, but he dropped an R. So I think Old Forester has an interesting story in that they were on the leading edge of the truth in advertising movement. Whiskey in a glass bottle.
See, that's a nice story about a bourbon.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Do they even do that about wine?
I'm loving
the gas
this.
station. There's no when you buy that oak leaf bottle on the gas station. There's no story.
Yeah. No, and that's just it. There could be. I've seen advertising where they had, and I forget what tequila this is, but because it comes in like this rook-shaped bottle, which is basically, I'm talking chest now, horse head.
Smart people always want to show off.
It's a horse head bottle, and they sell tequila. I think there's 3 different bottles, but it's all the same glass horse head. Now, I don't know how good it is. There's an amazing story behind that tequila. I just want it for the bottle.
Yeah.
Like, for real, I just want that horse head bottle. Just like I got this skull.
And there's a scorpion in there.
And there's a mini scorpion in here.
Baby scorpion.
That's your Mezcal Infinity.
So this is my Mezcal Infinity bottle where there's a good 5 different blends of Mezcal. One of my favorites, Ilegal, which we talked about earlier, off air. And this is just one of my favorites. It's like, I try to do a Bourbon Infinity. It doesn't last up in here.
Right?
At all. At all. Because blended bourbon, there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
It's like a party in your mouth.
Do you journal what you put in your Infinity bottles?
Do I what?
Journal. No, you don't.
No, that's a
That's a no.
No.
That's a no.
No.
Now,
That
there
would be
was
a no.
Me either, by the way.
there was one instance I was asked, bro, what did you put in this? I'm
a
like,
little of this, a little of that.
Like,
when it comes down and it's like not even a sip left,
So it's not a measured
it's going. Yeah, it's not a measured pour.
Yeah.
It's nothing like.
Maybe it was an ounce, maybe it was,
Yeah.
it was 2 ounces.
But you know what? Whatever created that one, it disappeared that Saturday night.
Yeah.
Because anybody that had a bit of it had another bit of it. And I'm telling you, God.
I had a point like that, an inflection point in my bottle. And I drank it, and then I didn't even drink a lot of it because I was like, I'm going to savor it. And then I had some bottom shelf stuff that I was trying to get rid of, and I just tossed it in there. Totally screwed it up. I
Yeah,
have
you
no
can't.
idea what I drank before that. I had only had like 2 drinks out of that bottle before I screwed it up.
Wow.
Infinities all the way. Y'all should do the show on Infinity.
We should. We definitely should.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's a great point, Dave. Thank you. We are going to do that at some point. But to your point, how you can screw it up is bottom shelf fucking whiskey, bourbon. Like, no. All of my stuff.
Ask me the question. I got a 3rd bottle.
Oh,
Because of what you just said.
okay.
I have a Penelope.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Oh, Ken, he's about to try yours.
So,
and thank you again, Ken.
I know trade weight is probably like, you don't have to do that when you have an artificial cork. I know. But it's just my habit.
Would you like a fresh glass, sir?
I don't, actually. And we can talk about why.
Okay.
Why don't we talk about why right now?
We're talking about why you do.
So, Josh Villapando owns this incredible wine bar at 7th Street Market up here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Any kind of wine you want. He has an incredible Amari. No, it's not Amari. He has a lot of bitters. So does, by the way, this cocktail with Tim McCurdy. She's quite freaking awesome. Anyway, so Josh. Talking to Josh, he's doing this wine tasting for some clients. And I'm going to tell it, Josh. And so he's like, you can season the glass between sips. If you're not going to brush your teeth, his philosophy at the time, and there are several perspectives on this, and he just told me this particular perspective. He's like, unless you're going to brush your teeth after each drink, changing glasses won't really matter.
Okay.
Right? You're gonna go neti pot your nose.
Yeah.
You're
This is
gonna
not
go in the
a
air.
total fresh start.
So he said, what you can do is you can season your glass, and I said, oh, like twerking, like finger twerking. He was working at the time, so he was in a very professional mode. He thinks it's funny now. At the time, he did, which I found hilarious.
That's hilarious,
It
bro.
was hilarious. It means that he didn't find it hilarious. He's a great guy. So I don't change glasses for the most part in between sips. The third bottle.
Correct.
The fourth
Third.
Evan Williams, Horse Soldier.
Yep. So now we're in the third.
Let's add Evan Williams bottle and bond.
Oh,
Bottled and bond. There we go.
Bottle and bond. Yes.
This.
Now I can roll with you on that because I actually had Evan Williams bottle and bond.
They've changed the label. Also, I had a big white label on it. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
What's the proof on that?
And the proof on this is 104.
Oof. All right.
Oof. You heard him say oof.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's going to like it if it was a 90.
Is that right?
Yes.
Bro.
So you said.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're going to see.
Yeah.
Am I right? Do I know Dave
Pretty
yet?
good. And I do like that dark color.
Yes.
This dark orangey kind of thing. If orange and chocolate was mixed with water, spun around in my smoothie. Ooh. Can you make a bourbon smoothie?
Sure can.
Bourbon smoothies, y'all.
Bourbon smoothies, y'all.
You get a bourbon smoothie.
You get a bourbon smoothie. There we go.
So, but listen, this Evan Williams bottle and bond is an amazing bottle. If it was a horse, it's not a horse. It's an incredible bottle. But if it was a horse, it would be a draft horse. It would be a Clydesdale. It would be an Arabian. What are those horses that do
Really?
the little abuse thing where they do the
Yeah. When they do
It could be that.
that special walk.
Right.
You could drink Evan Williams BIB neat. You could put it in a cocktail. Dare I say, you could even introduce someone who doesn't really know what they like about bourbon to this bottle, put it in a cocktail.
Wow.
It is
Wow.
everything. It is an every man's bourbon.
So it has some
And
flexibility.
every person's bourbon.
So there's a lot of flexibility
Okay.
with bottle and bond.
It is. And I don't know why Evan Williams will raise the price on it. Please don't raise the price.
Scratch that.
Yeah, we're going to edit that out.
But that bottle is incredible.
So what's the price point of that?
$17.95.
What?
Wow.
Okay.
If you pay more than $22, they're gouging.
All right. So hold on. Time out. Here's the thing I was talking about years ago. There are bottles that you can get, and I remember the first bottle I picked up of Fistful of Bourbon
Yes.
was $15 the first time I tried it. Now over here it's like $30. Bottles that you can get for under $20 sometimes outshine bourbons that will ask you for $60, $80.
Yes.
And I've said that.
If you put Evan Williams bed into an Infinity bottle, it can only help.
Yeah.
And it's bottom shelf price. That's not bottom shelf whiskey, though.
Exactly. That's where I was going to go next. There's bottom shelf pricing,
But
not bottom shelf taste.
Correct.
Yeah.
There we go.
There's that.
Case in point.
All right, so what's the Penelope doing for you right now?
I'm loving it. So, full disclosure, even seasoned whiskey drinkers, I just drink a lot. I don't know if I'm seasoned. After a while, your taste buds get burned up.
Like with us with cigars.
Yeah.
I mean, hold on. Because our palate, far as full body,
I'm killing this.
Has raised up over the fact because we spoke a whole lot of stuff.
These are not kiddie drinks.
Correct.
Right.
You sip slow. Yeah. Right, that might be an ounce there. But the other pours have been half an ounce or less.
Yeah.
Right. That I've had. And so at this point, like I said, this is really good. I could coast for the rest of the day on this. Because there's still some standout flavors, right?
Okay.
Standout flavors is going to be something that's really smoky. That's going to spike, right? If you're looking at a flavor profile,
right.
On a bar diagram, what's going to spike up? Smoke's going to spike. Bitterness is going to spike. Did I say smoke's going to spice? I mean, spike.
Right. It's all good.
We've been drinking. Right. I've been drinking.
We outside.
Yeah. This is cute Beyonce, right? And the sweetness is going to spike also. This, to me, comes in there's a lot of alcohol popping off the surface. Hasn't sat very long. That is one thing you can do. That's really special about the Glencairn is because the hips of the bottle on the tulip, it creates a very wide surface for all the compound to pop off and escape. This, it was literally designed that way.
And you notice I gave you that glass.
Right. Yeah.
I knew better, bro. I knew better.
Smart people do.
See, we just drinking off the glasses he got us.
Yeah.
But we good.
But this is a gorgeous sip.
Mm-hmm.
The Penelope Architect.
Correct.
The Penelope Architect, and once again, thank you, Ken.
Yes.
One of our viewers that actually sent me this bottle.
Okay.
I don't know if I could say that or not,
that's
but
enough. We won't give it away.
It was not sent to the mail.
Or should I say he delivered it? Yes. There we go.
Special delivery.
Special delivery.
Yeah. There's another music cue.
Delivery.
Right?
See, this is what we're kind of missing. This is what we're kind of missing.
I'm middle aged. This is my.
That's it.
Hold on.
This is my dance.
You gotta fill in the blanks.
And I know a lot of our viewers have said this before. With all this vinyl behind you,
yes.
How do you not cue up music every time you're talking about something? And you know what though?
Albums back here.
And the crazy thing is though, we want to have our voices come through more than the music. Because sometimes it'll just outshine us, and we don't need that happen. And we don't need copyright infringements.
I literally just put on a Facebook group the other day about how in the early '90s it was still a thing. I remember one of my mom's, her brother,
going
over his house in the '80s, early '80s.
And
I did the same thing in the early '90s of building a component set.
Okay.
Going to Radio Shack, Circuit City.
Y'all remember Radio Shack in Circuit City? Man, we went old school just now. Go ahead.
Right. AM/FM receiver, Circuit City, Radio Shack, getting 16 gauge, 18 or 2.
Oh my God! Yes,
the wires.
Trying
to figure out how can I cut the carpet.
Hold on, nothing back in the day was wireless. Nothing.
You had to physically connect everything, right?
Yes. 100%.
Getting the box cutter and cutting up these people, the apartment, the carpet.
Oh yeah. I'm running it under the carpet.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah, there's box cutters, there's hangers, there's a lot of different ways.
Oh my God.
Sometimes if it's over 20 feet, you just gotta deal with it. Don't trip over the wires. Come in,
Man, do I remember that?
Yeah. And I had the AM/FM receiver. I think it was Optics or Optimus. What was it? It was from Radio Shack.
It was not Optimus Prime.
It was not Optimus Prime.
It wasn't Onkyo.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that though.
Yeah, I got an Onkyo system at the house.
Yeah, Marantz.
You know Marantz?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Onkyo power amp, preamp. Yes,
sir.
My
God, you're old.
Yeah.
He He just called you old.
I take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
I have under my desk, like I see your woofer over here, right? And that's not a woofer. That's a bass.
That's a subwoofer.
Subwoofer. All right. So under my desk, at home, I've got this thing's got to be 3x4 bass. JBL.
Hold on.
It is old as.
Listen, I actually had to give away my subwoofer that was 600 watts.
Yeah.
I had a separate amp for it. It would shake this house.
I have not turned up this amp because it's a combo.
Yeah.
Amp subwoofer in the house. Only when Shauna goes out of town. I will try to tear it out. I will try to tear the house down. Right?
Back in the day, we used to rock with those Sherwin Vegas.
Yes.
Yes.
The Servant Vegas.
Yes.
Is it really?
That's-
and I'm cranking it up, right?
That's the 600 watt subwoofer I had.
Oh.
I gave away the subwoofer, the Servant Vega, because, Cigars is only that big. I was up and coming DJ. I was like, bro, just, take it. I don't know what happened from the move from New York to North Carolina, but I lost my crossover. And it would just pump bass straight into that amp for the Servant Vega. I was like, well, I got no use for it. I can't play it that loud. Everybody in here going to be bitching. Neighbor's going to be fucking calling cops.
That's hilarious.
So I'm like, you know what? I'd rather give it to somebody who can use it.
Exactly.
Go for it.
Here's what I'll say about Bourbon 101 to conclude. Right? So, when you drink, we're doing Bourbon 101. We're not doing ABCs. You look at it, you get the eye, you get the nose, you get the sip, you get the finish, right?
Right.
In a setting, usually the last sip inevitably is the best.
Why is that?
Absolutely.
It always happens, though, isn't it?
If you get a great sip that you like, you know what? And this is for drunk people. You're so we're in the moment. But in your drunkenness, in your drunken stupor, if you realize that, you can sip this for the rest of the day, that's where you should stop.
Yeah.
If you go beyond that point, you're not going to have fun.
Yeah.
Well, you might have fun.
You might have fun. But what he's telling you is
you're going to get an Uber.
We're going to be airing this right after the Freestyle Live from Drew Estate. So I'm sure some of y'all going to be liquored up. Keep it going.
Yeah, keep it going.
Keep it going. Why stop?
Absolutely. Well, look, guys. Look, I know we need to kind of wrap this up here for today. Me personally, I want to thank Dave.
I want to thank Dave
for coming
I've
out
had a ball.
and sharing.
I will be back.
Sharing some knowledge.
He's going to be
with us.
back.
Guys, definitely leave comments down
Bourbon for
below.
everybody here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and hold on. I don't know if you mentioned that earlier. He makes his own bourbon cream.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yes.
We're going to have a cigar pairing with his bourbon cream.
Oh.
Am I right?
Stay tuned for that.
Am I right? Stay tuned for that.
I love that.
We're going to do this.
Hey,
Absolutely.
we need coffee too.
Yeah,
Oh, my
You got
wife's
your
going to make
Got a
more
coffee
Dominican
shop.
coffee.
Yeah.
We're going to throw it up.
Can we do pour overs?
Yes.
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 Yeah, I'm very
No,
bougie. I'm very bougie.
Hey,
Hey, I'm good with that.
we aim to please here in the world's famous Cigars.
In the world
famous Cigarage.
Cigars. But guys and gals, look, again, thanks for coming out and tuning in with us. I want to again thank Dave for blessing us with some knowledge and background on bourbon. Actually, I want you to take this opportunity to let the people know if they want to reach out to you. Where can they find you?
So I'm on IG. My IG handle is Big Brother Bourbon, and I'm talking about whiskey there. Oh, I'm talking about this Through the Kill Zone. 50 to 60-year-old men. This is called the Kill Zone, and so that's my thing right now. I'm in the Kill Zone. I just got in here 2 years in, and we got to take care of ourselves. All the bad habits we had before now have this cumulative effect, and they come compounded upon us to affect our health. So, drink in moderation.
Correct.
Enjoy life.
Correct.
Have good friends.
Correct.
Get fresh air.
Correct.
Yes.
Have a cigar. enjoy yourself, but don't do too much. Have a good time.
Exactly.
It's a great life.
Exactly.
It's a great life. So that's you may see some of that stuff on my IG. Big Brother Bourbon.
Big Brother Bourbon, and that's on IG. Again, this is Cal with Handlebars and Cigars. You can follow me on Instagram and on YouTube at Handlebars and Cigars. And to my right, we have
Will Hart from the world famous Cigars.
Yes.
You can follow me on Facebook and on IG. You'll find me. I know you have. We're good. I'm just loving it.
So with that being said, I want everybody out there to be happy, to be healthy, to be safe, but more importantly, I want you guys to be
easy.
Till next time, y'all take care and enjoy the rest of your day.
Cheers.
We out.